Turning now to your 17 Court Watch. In another case we continue to follow, the couple charged in the deaths of their adopted sons, Orrin and Orson West, were due back in court this morning, but their hearing was postponed to next Tuesday. Prosecutors allege the boys were killed about 3 months before Trezell and Jacqueline West reported them missing in December of 2020. The boys' bodies, though, have never been found. The Wests are charged with second-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, and child cruelty, among other charges. Last week, the West's attorneys made a lengthy request in court for access to a full 2-hour prosecution interview with one of the couple's children. We did learn in the courtroom this morning that jury selection in the long-awaited case is expected to begin later this month.
We begin our team.
All right, turning now.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Donna Just Being Real. My channel is all about dating, love, relationships, and toxic relationship advice channel. So we're going to revisit this topic here that I have. Jack tonight is my co-host, and he also did commentary on it. And I've done commentary, I think about 2 or 3 times on this monster family. So the topic is Orrin and Orson West, where are the boys? Trial update and more. So we're going to talk about the trial update. How you just saw the clip. Those are the 2 monster parents, right? The adopted parents that adopted these 2 little angels, and we want to know where are the boys. Yes, exactly. So I'm going to show a couple of clips. I'm going to read the article. Jack is going to read the article right now. Hold it just a second because I have to change the setting here. Okay, Jack is going to read the article, and I'm going to show a clip, and I'm going to also read an article on these monsters. So we're going to talk about the update because their trial is supposed to be coming up. And then also I'm going to show you a clip of them 2, the parents, when they had an interview, right? Press conference. Yeah, it's really interesting. Just going to show a couple of clips. So what you do is you hit the like. People's watching the replay, people that's here, share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. All right, I would like to know your opinion, and also vote. Now, tonight's vote is, what's the question I have for y'all tonight? The question is, do you know about these missing boys, Orrin and Orson West? So far, we got 13 votes. Pretty good. All right, 46% says, of course, Donna. 38% said, my first time. So sad. And 15% said, a little bit. All right. And I have to add to this whole story too it's, social media have some blessings with it. We have to admit, because if it wasn't for social media, this whole situation would have been swept under the rug. Yes, it would have. And I also want to say to my girl, I pinned up the comment, BG. BG was the one who brought this to my attention about 2 years. So we've been rocking for a minute, right, girl? And she's also my moderator. And she brought this to my attention. I didn't hear nothing about it. So I'm getting this message from her, and I'm looking, I'm like going crazy. What who's these boys? And they missing, and parents, this is crazy. Insane. But we're gonna discuss it. We're gonna get into it again tonight. Let's get it. Go ahead, Jack. You can read now.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you clearly. Everybody in the chat, let me know if you can hear him clearly. You can start
Okay.
reading.
Okay, cool. All right. This is from kget.com. Where are the boys? Trial of adoptive parents of Orrin Orson West to begin late March. Let's see, it's in Bakersfield, California. The trial of the adoptive parents of Orrin and Orson West should begin by the end of the month. Court officials say a motion hearing in the case of Trezell and Jacqueline West is set for next week, and jury selection is expected to begin the week of March 20th. Opening statements are expected to be presented at the end of March, officials say. Prosecutors allege Orrin, 4 years old, and Orson, 3 years old, were killed about 3 months before the Wests reported them missing December 21st, 2020, from their California City home. Their bodies have not been found. The West are charged with second-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, and child cruelty, amongst other offenses. Trezell West, 36, told authorities the boys were playing outside while he gathered firewood. He said he briefly went inside, and when he came back out, the boys had vanished. Jacqueline West, 33, backed up his claims. Dozens of searches have been conducted and digging performed at sites in California City and Bakersfield.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting ready to show you another clip. Pauline, Barbara, hugs and kisses to everybody that's here. Melanie and everybody's here. Lisa, I think Lisa creeped up in here too. BG, Captain OMG. I reached out to you. I don't know if you had got the message. I reached out. I'm so glad to see you. Hugs and kisses to you. Happy holidays, happy new year, all the stuff or whatever it is. All the good stuff. Everything's all going well with you. All right, we're going to get into this one. All right, what else did I want to play? All right, let me stop sharing this. Give me just a second, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into more about these boys. Give me a second. Okay.
Please.
All right, here's another clip I want to show you, ladies and gentlemen.
Coverage tonight of the West boys' disappearance, with the new details unveiled by the Kern County District Attorney. Today, we learned the two West boys, Orrin and Orson, were first reported missing in December 2020, are believed to be dead now. We're also learning that the timeline of them missing is not what was originally reported. Last night, the Bakersfield police arrested the adoptive parents around 7 p.m. off Highway 58 in Enos Lane. They are currently being held without bail in the Kern County Jail after being indicted by a grand jury. 23 ABC's Vanya Patina was at the press conference where the district attorney gave an update on the case. She begins our team coverage tonight. Vanya.
Brianna, this case has tugged at the heartstrings of the entire community from when this all began 14 months ago. And now what many feared has been confirmed. The district attorney saying the investigation found the boys had been dead for 3 months before the adoptive parents, Trezell and Jacqueline West, reported them missing.
We now realize that the search for the boys began after the real tragedy had already occurred.
Bakersfield Police Department Chief of Police Greg Terry adding this is not the outcome they wanted. Meanwhile, Kern County District Attorney Cynthia Simmer announcing Wednesday they believe the two toddlers died back in September.
3 months before their adoptive parents reported them missing.
She adds a grand jury trial began last December, a year into their disappearance, where more than 50 witnesses testified.
The Kern County grand jury indicted Trezell and Jacqueline West, the adoptive parents, for the murder of Orrin and Orson West.
In total, both adoptive parents were arrested on 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of cruelty to child, 1 for each kid, and a false report of emergency.
Naturally, the first 2 counts carry the most time in state prison, murder. It is charged as murder in the second degree. That carries 15 years to life, but with 2 victims, the potential penalty or the maximum possible penalty, if convicted, is 30 years to life.
The court documents show that Trezell and Jacqueline West committed a crime that, quote, involved great violence, threat of great bodily harm, or other acts disclosing a high degree of cruelty, viciousness, or callousness with the meaning of California rule of court, end quote. But since the beginning of this case, the community has asked the question, where are the boys? And that question is still unanswered.
Is no, they have not been found. However, I would like to emphasize that the fact that law enforcement have not found their bodies does not preclude a murder prosecution.
Simmer adds there have been many so-called no-body homicides successfully prosecuted, including in Kern County. The 5th count talks about the falsely reporting of an emergency. During the initial covering of this case, we did hear from the adoptive parents when we asked them for their response to being accused of the boys' disappearance.
That's understandable. I would think the same thing. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly the point. And if we can find.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the face of a bunch of liars. You're looking at evil people. You're looking at Satan Jr. and Satan's daughter right here. And I'm going to show the clip of that press conference. Just give me a second. Let's finish this and we're going to get to it, okay? So hopefully everybody's relaxed. They here, they relaxing, because this is going to be a slightly long live stream. But if you have to leave, I completely understand. But try to come back to watch the replay. I greatly appreciate that, because I can't stand these monsters, okay? You adopted these children. You're supposed to love and protect these children. And what did you do? I can't wait for your trial to come up. If it's public, it's going to be on. Resume.
Find our babies, then guess what? That's no. And that's all I want, is to find our babies.
Now that officials believe the boys died 3 months before they were reported missing, the question of if they were ever in California City remains.
And that's something we're going to answer during the trial.
Well, Jacqueline and Trezell West are scheduled to be in court tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning, and we will have crews there to bring you those latest developments. Now, the chief of police for Cal City was there at the presser today, but said that his resignation has nothing to do with the developments that we learned today. However, because the bodies of these boys are still missing, the search for them continues. Live in downtown Bakersfield, Devani Patino, 23 ABC News.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have to share something else. Just hang with me. We're going to get into this, these monsters. Yep. Give me just a second so I can share. Hope I got the right one. I believe I do. Okay, this picture you happen to be looking at. Okay, you see the little angels there, Orrin and Orson and Orrin West, the 2 angels right there, and that's the adopted parents over there, and that's the adopted father. That's his trifling family over here that you see, and the other kids in the picture that you see that's all covered up, correct? Those right there are the other kids that they have, because I believe they have 2 kids of their own, but then they adopted these 2 little angels, and they adopted another set of kids, 2 more kids. I know it's a lot to grab. It really is a lot to grab. Okay, so now we're gonna get into this one. What we're getting ready to show next? We're gonna watch this BS of it was a press conference. So we're going to see this. And I want you to really watch it. What I want you to focus on, ladies and gentlemen, is very important. I need you to focus on the body language. Body language. Body language tells a lot, ladies and gentlemen. So that's our focus right now, okay? The body language. And to the people that came in here, if I see David, I see you creep through the back door too, up in here. And who else? Did I miss somebody else up in here? I apologize if I did. I apologize. Melvia, oh, she creeped through the back door too. And hugs and kisses to everybody. Now, let's get it.
Support we've seen. We've felt so helpless. We just want to thank everyone in the community for all the support we've seen. We've felt so helpless. And seeing everybody out here really looking and helping out really means a lot.
So tell us what happened the night the kids went missing.
Okay.
From our yard.
Okay. It was cold. I was gonna make a fire. There's a lot of wood in this area right here next to our house. I opened up the back gate. I'm throwing wood, bringing it inside the house. My wife's inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that our youngest two go outside and
Donna,
play
can you pause for a second?
back patio. Do not let them go on the dirt.
You notice the four, look at his hair, and then when he's in jail, he got a nice clean shave, nice clean haircut. It must be a good prison cell or something, because usually you go to jail, you don't get no haircut. Somebody lotion him up and getting him ready.
Yep, I noticed that too. And ladies, I wanted to say, and get a chance to pause it, but did you see how he started off the see, because he was, thinking of a lie. You gotta watch your body language. That little
And
breath
wife
that he took.
got her hair braided up too.
Yeah, she sure does, doesn't she? Okay, let's resume here. This one here is kind of a long one, about like 13, 14 minutes. Let's get it.
The backyard and keep them close. So I was playing with chalk, and I came inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that our youngest two go outside and play with chalk on the back patio. Do not let them go on the dirt in the backyard and keep them close. So I was playing with chalk, and I came in the house. I saw them there. I went in the house. I came back out. I didn't see him now. I immediately went back in, asked my wife, did you see the boys? She said, no, they should be outside playing with chalk. I said, well, I didn't see them. So I came back outside and I started searching my backyard. I searched the whole thing. I realized that I left the gate open and I panicked, came inside the house, searched the house, me and my wife. Once that didn't pan out, I got in the van. I looked.
Didn't Chris Watts have that same kind of pose with the hands under the armpit, Melanie? Yep, let's get back to it.
Up down the street, both directions. It was getting dark, getting cold, and I got in the van and I hit a bunch of corners. I went down this street. I turned my light on. I searched. I called their names. Talked to a gentleman on the street on the other side over there. He didn't see me. So then I came home and I told my wife we need to call the cops. It's getting dark and I need help. We gotta get going. So I called the cops. Cops came. First thing they did was tell us to stay in the house so they can get a hold of us. And they had us just sitting there and we wanted to keep searching. But everybody came out in droves. And I wanted to thank you guys that night, but we couldn't go outside.
The cops told us the best are out here.
The best are out here searching. And we appreciate it. And nobody ever could tell, we could never talk to anybody. And that was the issue.
Yep, Pauline hiding behind the mask. They making sure they had the mask. I know the pandemic was kind of at its peak at that time. But it was just perfect for them. Bunch of BS's. Resume.
We just want to thank everybody.
We really want to thank you guys.
Please, if anybody has seen them, please call, let somebody know.
Call the cops. Call California.
Where's the tears? Where's the emotion with a woman? Why the husband's not patting her on the back, say, baby, calm down, calm down. She should be like losing, she's not able to talk, not able to breathe because she just lost a baby. She doesn't know where her babies are at. Because she's lying. That's why. She's lying. Let's get back to it.
City Police Department. Call them and let them know what you've seen, if you see anything. Our boys, they are going to be rambunctious, okay? They are going to be here in this area. And I really would like to go in the houses, but it's not because I want to invade people's privacy. I just want to know if make sure. That's it. Because I don't. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. If you got any questions.
Oh no, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say, this is the first time we're hearing from you guys, and I can't imagine what you guys are going through. I can't even fathom it. For you guys, for people who are thinking that there's some kind of foul play involved, we just spoke to the biological mother. She says she had a conversation with you guys, and that she thinks there's some kind of foul play involved. That she thinks you guys did something.
And that's understandable.
What's your response to that?
That's understandable. I would think the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly the point. And if we can find our babies, then guess what? That's no. And that's all I want is to find our babies. That's it. And I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her that I am completely sorry because we were entrusted with her children, and they came to us.
What's happening? Where are the tears? Where are the emotion? You adopted these kids. You took them. They're not foster kids. You adopted them, and they took on your last name. What's going on? Where's the tears? Why she keep rocking? Why she's not stuttering? Why she's not losing her mind? You adopted these babies as your own, and they're gone because you're lying. That's why you're lying. Let's get back to it.
They became our children. We named them, and they are our children, and so we want them back. So please, if y'all could get back on what you guys are doing, we should be able to get a hold of somebody. But they took all of our tech, so they wanted to, I guess, just rule us out, which makes sense. That's part of the investigation. So that's pretty much it.
Have you guys, you talked to the police all last night?
Yes.
So you guys willfully gave them your
Everything.
technology,
Yes.
the car.
Yes.
How did they get a search warrant? Did you
I
guys?
I
no
don't see
idea.
why they got one, but they got one.
Yeah,
we would
they
have let them
didn't
take
need
anything.
one, but
We would have let them take everything. We let them come in and search with us. We asked them to come do that.
What did they take?
Just tech, and that's it. Like our phones.
From the house, though, did they?
Oh well, I guess should I answer that or?
Answer it to us, yeah.
Okay, so into the okay, and I guess I don't even know.
I see. Yeah, we seriously felt like we needed to be out here. We did. Again, we were told the best are out here looking already. Just to stay put. They have more questions. There was literally a cop with us the whole time in
And
there.
He had sitting down. We would ask him to go help. They had to sit
Said
down.
nope.
He said, "No, we got the best out there.
So
We
it's
need you
not.
guys here in case we have more questions."
I don't want you guys thinking
We
we
don't.
didn't try. We actually
We
looked
tried.
before we called
We
the police.
Yes.
And I imagine the mind-boggling part is the search for information. What happened?
At the lockdown, the peak of the pandemic, I did do commentary on it. A lot of men was killing their wives, acting like they just disappeared, and it was getting, it was, because everybody was locked down, so you didn't know what was happening. And they used this as a perfect timing because think about it. The kids was 4 and 3. You don't have to put them in preschool. It's up to you. So there's no record of them, no abuse, they're not being fed or whatever. So to them, they figured it was just perfect. They was just going to get away with it because they was actually living in Bakersfield somewhere. I guess Bakersfield, California. And then they moved over here to Cal City. But when they moved to Cal City, they didn't have the kids. But they claimed that the kids was missing from Cal City, where you see now at that house. But as they started doing an investigation, they realized that those kids probably never made it to Cal City. That actually the boy's been missing, well, deceased, since September. And they reported it was December 21st, I believe. Something like that. Pure monsters. Yep. All right, let's get back to it.
Happened? Where are they?
Yes.
Et cetera, et cetera.
And we're, yeah.
And just so we are able to present the information correctly, at what time did you guys notice your kids went missing, and at what time were they reported missing to the police?
It's about, I believe, I think it was about 4:30, going on 5. It was getting dark, like I said.
5-ish.
5-ish. That's about it. That's when everything played out.
And then when did you guys call the police to report them missing?
After we searched
Yeah.
a little bit around here, it was dark, so we definitely we got worried.
Would you say it was maybe within an hour, a couple hours?
No, it was with.
I might have the clip, but I'm not sure if it's on the clips I'm going to show. But when they bought this house, the realtor that sold them the house felt a little uneasy about them. Said 'cause it was strange how they paid up front in cash. Something like that. And she felt uncomfortable. And she said she don't remember seeing the 2 little boys. That's where everybody was figuring, wait a minute, maybe these boys never came to Cal City. They never came there. All right, let's get back to it. And the people that's coming, make sure you hit the like button. Resume.
Minutes of us getting finished with our search. Okay. It was within minutes.
What do you guys want people at home to understand about this situation for them, even...
Pauline, you see that, right? These are 2 little boys. Why she's not hysterical? Why he's not comforting her, saying, baby, I'll take care of you. You can't, it's okay, it's okay. Because they're lying. Reason.
Speaking about what you guys are feeling is difficult, what do you want them at home to understand about this whole situation?
We're going through it. It's difficult. I mean, everybody's making their own their own conclusions. They don't know anything. We're not sure like everything. We're not sure. We said what we knew, and if anybody has seen them or anything, please call the police department.
Would you be willing to provide pictures, or do you have any?
I have older pictures. All my newest were on my phone.
Okay.
A lot of people are speaking.
And another red flag with this situation, I noticed, they don't have much pictures of them. I wonder why. Because these kids was being abused and you couldn't take no pictures because it would show too many marks, or they wasn't being fed and they was looking hungry, so you couldn't take pictures. There's very few pictures. And I don't know, let me know, parent to parent in the audience, but when your kids was little, didn't you take a lot of pictures? And especially with cell phones, it's quick, 1, 2, 3, no developing, no nothing. And you normally keep pictures because you want to show your child, as they're getting older, different grades and stuff like that. Especially when little, you just can't stop taking pictures. You're taking pictures all day, correct? And you also want to take pictures, say, God forbid, if your child is missing. You do the little, you have your kids do the fingerprints and stuff like that. You take them to the dentist so they can have dental records, all this kind of stuff. But God forbid if anything happens to your child. But you don't have no pictures, right? Just these little raggedy pictures out here. Red flag. Let's get back to it. Resume.
Of this as after the math, past tense. I want to talk about your kids in present tense. What kind of boys are these? Tell us about the boys.
Very playful, very rambunctious, and they do love to wrestle. They do love to kind of get rough with each other.
Kids.
They're kids. of course, they would love to go out, but so during the pandemic, we weren't trying to go, out here. And so we stayed inside.
Look at Satan Jr. serving his father, Satan, the devil. Oh boy. Ooh, this pisses me off. Excuse my language. Resume.
Yes, we did. We searched before we called the cops.
That's
That's what we
Yeah.
were saying.
What time did they come up missing?
They came missing right before it got dark. And then we called. I searched that property. I even drove around this neighborhood right here. I even talked to a gentleman on that side, one of those streets over there. I said, "Did you see some little black kids?" And that way looking for them. That's the way I was gonna come. But when I came back home, I decided to call the cops because it was dark. They couldn't have got away that fast.
And why did it take two people to go in the house and leave two kids out here by themselves? It should have been one parent going in and one parent right here watching the child.
She's making a good point because think about it, parent to parents out there. You just moved to a new neighborhood. You don't really know these neighbors that well. You'd be a little bit more overprotective about the 3 and 4-year-old, drifting around because something can happen to them. Right? Correct? Yep, doesn't make sense. And then also at this time when it happened, what this lie that they came up with, he was outside getting some wood and she was inside wrapping gifts. It was, just them two. Because the question was, I was like, well, there's other kids. They have 2 biological children and then they adopted 2 other kids. Where were the kids? They said it was all at grandma's. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to get into it. See, this is another case we have of enablers. You remember I was talking about the enablers? All right, let's get into these enablers real quick. I'm so sorry. I'm just a little upset right now. So y'all just work with me. You see a bunch of these enablers right here? They know darn well that their son and his wife have something to do with these boys' death and missing. But they can sit there protecting them. See, we have another group of enablers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not doing it for my family. I'm not doing it for no one. It's just not happening. I'm not doing it for my boys. It's just not happening. They all need to go to jail because they all know that something happened to these boys and they know damn well that their son has something to do with it and their daughter-in-law has something to do with it. Reason.
Not 2 parents going in the house
and
leaving 2 little kids out here by themselves for 10 minutes.
No, they were in the backyard. And the back gate was open.
Out the backyard.
And the back gate was open and I was getting wood from this lot here.
So you guys was being unresponsible and left the gate open, left some little kids outside with the gate open.
All right. Sorry, you guys were talking about your boys who you're, I understand. For a mother's intuition, I know you were saying, and we'll get your names after this, but you were saying how you feel like they're in this area. Do you feel the same way? And what is the intuition? What is the sense you get? What do you think happened to your boys? Do you think someone took them? Do you think they're lost? Do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely know they're not walking around. They're not that kind. They do not just roam around. These patches. I think definitely would have been picked up or something.
That was my assumption.
Have they ever taken off of the yard before?
No.
They've never taken off?
No.
You guys are new to Cal City, right?
Yep.
How long have you guys been living here?
3 months.
It's crazy because y'all say y'all came out looking for the kids and y'all got neighbors that say y'all ain't even came out looking for no kids.
The neighbors weren't out here.
We were looking.
We were looking.
I'm just saying, bro, it's crazy, bro. I got kids of my own.
Where do you live?
Them little boys that y'all raising, them is my biological family.
I understand,
I
bro.
don't leave kids outside.
And I understand.
I have 9 kids. I have 9 kids.
There's outside in the
no
backyard
way
and
I'm
I was
gonna
watching.
leave my kids unattended.
3
Not
and
even
4-year-olds,
for a minute.
like you sit here.
We get that. We get it.
They were in the
We
backyard.
feel it.
You don't even look like you worried,
But
man.
you said the gate.
I've been going through it all day.
You sit here.
We get that. We get it.
They were in the backyard.
We feel it.
You don't even look like you worried,
But
man.
you
Well said to the guy in the back. You don't even look like you're worried. He doesn't. They don't look worried at all. Like it's just nothing. Whatever. And they use the excuses. Well, we're not out here really searching and finding because we're following the police and the detectives, and they say just to stay home. So we're listening to the direct orders. These are your children. Who would listen to the direct orders if that was the case? BS, BS, and more BS. And who do we have just creep through the back door? We have someone new, Little Country, just sub to your channel. Thank you for the update on these two or something else. You are so welcome and glad to have you aboard, and welcome to Donna Just Being Real. Hugs and kisses to you. What a shame. This is so sad. They don't look worried, right? Well said. Let's get back to it.
I've been going through it all the
y'all
2
know
days.
y'all finna go inside the house, right? Y'all are foster parents, right?
No,
okay,
we're
well, y'all
adopted
adopted
parents.
them,
Yeah,
right?
they are
Okay,
children.
shut the gate. Go in the house. Why did it take both of y'all to go in the house and leave them outside by themselves?
I understand
And
that.
y'all know the gate was
Why
open.
haven't y'all been out with the people around this neighborhood looking with the kids?
Because we already told on camera.
I didn't see y'all on no cameras last night. I
No.
didn't even see y'all out here praying with them people. Them people was out to take care of my nephew. Not supposed to happen.
I understand.
Y'all was supposed to take care of my nephew.
I understand.
If anybody's watching at home who knows anything, or if somebody who has these kids, if they're watching, what is your message to them?
The message has always been as soon as possible, call the California City Police Department, and please bring our babies home. And that's that.
That's one of the reasons why we actually didn't want to do
This is the reason why. Because we
families.
were under orders to stay in the house and stay because they
You hear this crap? They are under orders to stay in the house. Who listens to those orders? These are your children that's missing. These not even foster, they adopted. So that means you adopted them as you accepted them as your own. You gave them the name, your last name. Oh my gosh. Y'all really thought you was going to get away with this, didn't you? See, and that's why I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to repeat, thank God for social media, because there was so many content creators, right? Well, not enough, but a lot of content creators that, exposed us, and they was diligent, and they kept making videos and about, what happened to these boys, and gave them, that's what got more airplay. Then it became nationwide. It became on, the, what I'm trying to say, local news and stuff like that. And thank God for that, because if it wasn't, this was just going to sweep up on the rug. And they figured that, nobody's going to really care. They're not going to bother with it. It's just going to be hush hush, and they're just going to let it go. But it didn't happen, because when people heard about this story, it was like, what the heck? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. It really doesn't. What a shame. All right, let's get back to it, ladies and gentlemen. Resume.
they're going to need to contact us, and we cannot go outside, and that was the issue. We were under orders by the cops to stay home in the house and let the professionals look.
But you just said that they were your children. If they were your children, regardless of what somebody told you, wouldn't you want to go look for them?
Well, we have cop actually posted in the front door right there.
How cold it is at night?
I totally understand.
If you guys actually have that question, you should ask the police officer.
The situation, but do you see how it seems that
Yes.
that the kids was left unattended? You guys went in the house and then the kids disappeared.
Exactly.
Pauline, I agree. They are tearing them up because they have, logical questions. It makes sense. Like, it just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Explain to us. Why are you not out here searching? Just like that guy said, y'all don't even look worried. I haven't seen one tear. Why is she not crying? She's just rocking back and forth. He keeping his hands on his armpit. They're not even comforting each other. You notice that, right?
Where the other kids at?
Well,
they had some other children too.
At that time, this was the bull crap lie, Jack, okay? when he was outside. Oh, the kids, they have 2 biological children and they have 2 other foster kids, but they was all out with grandma. So the 2 younger ones, Orrin and Orson, the 3 and the 4-year-old, was with them. So they was wrapping up gifts, right? While dad was out there getting the wood. And then all of a sudden, babe, where's Orrin Orson? I don't know. I don't see them. The back gate is open. Where are they? The boys are missing. And they came up with that lie. And they moved here. So what they saying is they was living in Bakersfield. I hope I have it right. I have past commentary on it. I'll put the links here. So if y'all want to watch it, past commentary, and I would appreciate you watching past commentary if you can. You can listen to it. A lot of my commentary is kind of like a podcast. So you can listen to. I want people might listen to at work, driving, or whatever it is, right? So they was in Bakersfield, but then they moved over here to Cal City. And that's where everybody was like, they're not, these kids never came to Cal City. They never came to that house. Bunch of monsters. All right, resume.
And that's the way we try to figure out.
No, it doesn't make sense. How did they disappear? How did they go out? You guys had the house supervised already. And my question is, why were they the only 2 children out? Where were the rest of the kids?
The rest of the kids went with grandma.
With who?
They left. They went on vacation.
So they didn't?
No, because they're too young. We didn't. We watched them. And it turns out that happened.
How did the
All right, guys, sorry, I know
they're
that,
older.
just really quickly before we forget, first and last name, spelling of both for both of you guys.
So, said it again.
Just first and last name.
Spelling of who or what?
Or just your first and last name.
Our names.
Trezell West
Jacqueline
is
West.
Trezell West.
Okay, and for you?
JACQUELINE.
I'm sorry, one more time.
JACQUELINE.
Okay. West?
Yes.
Okay, guys, we'll let you go.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
No.
UELINE.
Okay. West?
Yes.
Okay, guys, we'll let you go.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
No.
Let's pull us back. Use the force.
What the heck is that noise? All right, I'm sorry. You know what? Oh, that's another video.
I don't think they're dead. I think they're trafficked.
You really think so? I don't, because the report is, I wish I was able to pull up the report, but there was something stating that there was another foster kid that was there before, and they saying it has something to do with the decease of them, because the press conference and everything was saying that the boys are dead, but they just don't have the bodies, don't know where they at. And then another kid might have helped with it, but he might have been forced. Not saying that the boy is, evil or whatever. He might have been forced or whatever the deal is, but I don't think that these boys are alive. I don't think so. But I could be completely wrong. All right. BJ asked did they move away from their house? Yeah, well, their house is like a band. They got wood all over the place and everything. Pauline says, does anyone possible think that since that can't find the bodies, that they adopted them and trafficked them? Could be a possibility. But I think something happened to those boys.
Yeah, they did move. They did move away from that house to an apartment because they interviewed one of the guys that was concerned, was, looking at them peculiar. So.
Wait a minute, I'm lost. Start over. What do you mean?
BG was asking if they moved out that house.
Right, they're not there.
They moved in an apartment.
Right, they moved in, I believe, with their parents, his family. Because a lot of people was, in front of his parents' house, like, where are all the boys? Where are all the boys? They was making videos and, putting up posters. And then the parents was like, we don't have nothing to do with it. Why are you harassing us and stuff? Because we harass you because you're enablers. That's why we doing that. Okay? That's why we doing that. All right, said good point, Pauline. I have some more clips. BG, I was thinking about that also. Yep, pigs. Okay, now let's get back to this again. All right, I have some more clips to show. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Low life family. Let's look at them. Look at them. Grandpa and stuff walking around. You know what your son did. You know what your son did to these gorgeous boys. All right, let's give me a second. Let me share the screen. What else am I showing here? Okay.
Was that those boys when they were fostered, or was it there when they biological parents had them?
Wait a minute. Hold it just a second, Jack. Just let me pause this. Hold it just a second, Jack. Oh, they need to have this set that things can move faster. Okay, what was your question again? What was your question, Jack? Oh, maybe I lost him. All right, let's watch this clip here. This clip here, if I'm correct, Trezell and Jacqueline, the monsters defense attorney, speaks out. Let's see what we have to say. Let's get it.
Since the arrest of the adoptive parents of Orrin and Orson West. Today, their attorneys spoke out for the first time. 23 ABC's Brianna Polk was at the defense counsel press conference today and joins us to explain the accusations being made against the district attorney's office. Brianna.
The attorneys defending the adoptive parents of Orson and Orrin West are accusing the district attorney Cynthia Zimmer of making biased statements that they believe could taint a jury pool.
Statements that have been used by the Kern County District Attorney in her press conference tend to invoke a tidal wave of emotion towards finding guilt, whether substantiated or not, and this will taint a local jury pool and could deny our clients a chance at a fair trial.
Timothy Hennedy, attorney for Trezell West, stated on Monday statements made by Kern County's District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer while discussing the case against Trezell and Jacqueline West could deny the adoptive parents a chance at fair trial. Alexia Torres-Stallings, attorney for Jacqueline West, added the statements made by Zimmer can be misleading or taken as fact.
When we hear stuff like we proved to the grand jury, they were convinced, they believed, that isn't the standard in which they make their finding. And so to us, it was to more clarify that that isn't the standard. That isn't to say that the grand jury aren't humans and that they obviously can't make up their own mind. It's just that that's not the same standard in which we know the standard to be.
The attorneys were also critical of the grand jury process.
Grand jury process lacks a crucial and important role of our criminal justice system, and that is the accused and their counsel being present during. There is no opportunity to cross-examine.
Thank you for the blessing, Pauline. In honor and prayers for Orrin and Orson. So sad. Pauline, these kids wasn't even wanted the day they was born. Their biological mother and father didn't want them. Then they go over to foster people that actually adopt them, and then what happens? This is so sad. It really is. And thank you for the blessing. Hugs and kisses to you, beautiful. Let's get back to it. And the people that's coming in, make sure you hit the like and share this on your social media. And if you happen to be a content creator, make a video about this. Put more awareness out there. Let's get it.
Examine any witnesses, and it is basically ran by the district attorney.
We did reach out to the district attorney's office and were told a response would be sent out addressing the allegation. We will provide an update as soon as we receive it. The trial is expected to begin May 23rd, but during Monday's conference, the defense attorney stated that they are exploring a change of venue.
It is something that we may be able to do considering the large amount of coverage that has that this case has garnered.
A gag order has been requested by the district attorney's office on this case. The defense attorney tells me they plan to join in on the gag order to ensure the jury pool isn't tainted. We will continue to follow this developing case and will bring you the latest as more information becomes available.
Okay, I'm going to read an article and then I'm going to show some clips. You're going to see a clip of the biological mother and the biological father. But first, I want to read an article here. Trifling lowlifes doing that to those kids. Are you kidding me? Man, it's just not right. And this happens so often, ladies and gentlemen, so often. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read this article here. Okay. This article here, this came in Court TV. When did this come out? This was posted at 7:35 a.m. March 3rd, 2022, and last updated 4:29 p.m. January 3rd, 2023. Okay, let's get it. All right. Bakersfield, California. After missing for more than a year, Orrin and Orson West, who were first reported missing in December 2020 from California City, are believed to be dead, and the timeline of them missing is not what was originally reported. Remember I told you? They had basically lied in the beginning. The Bakersfield Police Department arrested adopted parents around Tuesday evening. They are currently being held without bail in Kern County Jail. Wednesday morning, the Kern County District Attorney gave an update on the case. The case has tugged at the heartstrings of the community from the very beginning. 14 months ago, in Wednesday's press conference, the Kern County District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer, that was the lady that you've seen before, confirmed that many were afraid of. The investigation found that the boys were murdered sometime in September, 3 months before adoptive parents Trezell and Jacqueline West, the trifling parents, made the call to report them as missing. The investigation has revealed that Orrin and Orson West was deceased. The investigation has also revealed that they died 3 months before the adopted parents reported them missing. Bakersfield Department Chief Greg Terry said that we now realize that the search for the boys began after the real tragedy had occurred. Zimmer said that the grand jury trial began last December, a year into their disappearance, where over the course of 3 months, more than 50 witnesses testified and indicted the adopted parents. 50 witnesses. This is interesting. The Kern County grand jury indicted Trezell and Jacqueline West, the adopted parents, for the murder of Orrin and Orson West, she announced. In total, both adopted parents were arrested on 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of cruelty to child, 1 for each child, and forced report of an emergency. Naturally, the first 2 counts carried the most time in state prison. Murder. It is charged as murder in the second degree. That carries 15 years to life. But with 2 victims, the potential penalty of maximum possible penalty of convicted is 30 years to life, explained Zimmer. The court document shows that Trezell and Jacqueline West committed a crime that involved great violence, threat of great bodily harm, and other acts disclosing a high degree of cruelty, viciousness, and callousness with the meaning of California rules of court. Do y'all hear this? Do you hear this? Wow. It was horror. Oh my gosh. Will I be able to watch this trial? All right, let's resume reading. I resume reading. The document also states that the adopted parents induce others to participate in the commission of the crime or occupy a position of leadership or dominance of the other participants in the commission. You hear this? So they had help. You see, you have some people that's cruel that will do that. They'll make other kids hurt the other kids. I think that has something to do with it. We'll find out in trial. Where am I at? And alleged that there was planning involved. However, when asked, Zimmer could not confirm if others were also to be charged. Since the beginning of the case, the community has asked the question, where are the boys? That question is still unanswered. Have the bodies of the Orrin and Orson been found? And the answer is no. They have not been found. However, I would like to emphasize that the fact that the law enforcement has not found their bodies does not preclude a murder prosecution, said Zimmer. She added that there has been many so-called no-body homicides successfully prosecuted, including in the Kern County. The fifth count talks about the falsely report of an emergency. Last year, during the initial coverage of the case, KERO TV did hear about the adopted parents. They were asked their response to being accused of the boy's disappearance. That is understandable. That is understandable. I would think the same thing. That is exactly the point. And we could find our babies, and guess what? That is no. And that is all I want to find our babies. Yeah, sure, Trezell West. You bunch of crap. Now that officials believe that the boys died 3 months before they were reported missing, the question of whether they were ever in California City remains. See, ladies and gentlemen? That is something we are going to answer during the trial. Okay. During the trial. Okay, said Zimmer. Trezell and Jacqueline are scheduled to be in court Thursday morning at 8:30 a.m. The California City Chief of Police was also present at the presser and said that his recently announced resignation has nothing to do with the case. What a shame. What a shame. Jack, you have anything you want to say? Is it there? You there? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me show you another clip here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna get into Mama. I think that's the next clip that I have for you is Mama, the biological mother. Yep. Give me a second. Is this the biological mother? Nope. This is it. Okay, this is a clip of the biological mother, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it.
Thank you for joining us tonight for 23 BC News at 11. I'm Alex Bell in for Jessica Harrington. And the search continues for 2 toddlers from California City who were reported missing on Monday night. And now the FBI is involved in the search as well as the Kern County Sheriff's Office. 3 and 4-year-olds Orrin and Orson West, who are on your screen right now, they were reported missing around 5 p.m. yesterday. A search warrant was served at their foster parents' house today in Cal City, and the foster parents are still at police headquarters as of Tuesday, answering questions. Cal City police say that the parents are being cooperative and that law enforcement is not giving up on finding the toddlers. Police also say investigators are doing forensics exams on items taken out of the home today, and a search team that gathered by the house today spent hours looking for both of the boys, and the community is scared, confused, and angry, and so is the biological mother of both boys.
They've been missing since 5 p.m. yesterday, which is, I don't understand. I don't understand.
Dean says that imagining her boys are gone is a nightmare. She says that she misses them every day and is heartbroken that she isn't involved in their lives. Dean hopes that her children are okay and that she will be able to see them again.
If they find my kids, can they just give them back to me? Whatever I have to do to work on it to get.
You have to watch my past commentary. I had a lot to say about her. I don't see tears. I don't see tears. I really don't. And if I'm correct currently now, she's suing. Yep, she's suing. All right, let's get back to it. I'm trying to be nice with her, but my spirit just don't. Now you see how she looks here, right? Okay, look at her now, right? All right, let me show you a little bit more current, a little bit glammed up. What you think? What do you think? A little glammed up. Let's get back to it. Trying to get that check, huh? Getting that check. I'm just saying. I could be completely wrong, but I don't think so. Resume.
Get them. I have a home. I have a car. I have a job. I have money. It's nothing to provide for them.
You have a home. You have a car. You have a job. You can provide. Then why are they been adopted by someone else? I'm just saying. Let's get back to it. Not even foster, adopted. Resume.
I come from a good background, as you can see. And I don't understand. I just want my babies. If they find them, just give them back to me, please. That's all I want. If they just find them, I just want my kids back to me.
23ABC did speak to
Whatever
the
they want me
biological
to
father
do,
of the two
I'll
missing
do
toddlers
it.
who declined
Again.
interviews and wished to keep their names private.
For my
If you have any
kids.
information
I
regarding
just
this
hope they're
case, call
okay.
Cal City Police at 760-373-8606.
This mistake?
I didn't I don't know. I didn't see no tears. I really didn't.
Hey, somebody's gonna get paid out of this situation. Real talk.
Repeat that again. You said what?
Somebody's gonna get paid out of this situation.
Mm-hmm.
She gonna
Yeah.
sue the state. She gonna sue the police. She gonna sue
Mm-hmm.
everybody.
Yep, that's what the lawsuit is that she's trying to
The
do,
whole
Jack.
thing is you're more valuable dead than you are alive.
It's not sad. Yeah. She looked kind of glammed up there. What you think, Jack? Way different from the other one, right? Got makeup, got the hair, blown out, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. You said you had a car, you had a job, you had a home. They don't just take kids away from their mothers like that. You gotta really be messed up. You could be a drug addict. They'd be like, well, if you just go to rehab for like about 3 months, we'll let you get, supervised visitation. You get the kids back. But these trifling people right here was able to adopt them. It's strange. All right, let's get into Papa, the biological father, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it.
We begin tonight with a story you'll only see here on 17 News. The biological father of brothers Orson and Orrin West is talking publicly for the first time since the boys were reported missing 10 months ago by their adoptive parents in California City. 17's Christian Galeno has more.
Another month and still no answers as to the whereabouts of Orson and Orrin West. But the boys' biological family is still holding out hope they'll be found safe.
So I don't want my kids to be deceased. I want them to come back home because my kids is all I got. After my parents go, it's just me.
Maybe if you stop investing so much money in smoking weed, could invest in your children. I'm just saying. Let's get back to it. They really pissed me off. These poor boys, they was not wanted from the day they was born. the day they was born. And I believe they suffered a horrible death. How could you? They gorgeous. They absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at them. They look just like you. You're little mini me's. How could you? And if I'm correct, she have other kids. So the other kids that you had, they was worth staying with you, but these two wasn't. You know, said you got a car, you got a place. You said she said good background and all
Yeah.
that.
Donna. Now, if he's going to try to claim some money, they might make him take a paternity test before that happens.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's true. We'll see. I don't know if he.
Sure,
I know that
father.
I know she's out here trying to get some cash. I don't know what his goal.
He's going to be right along with it, but they're going to probably make him take a paternity test, see if he's the actual father of those two kids.
Mm-hmm. How did she lose custody? Yeah, that's the question. It's not that easy for a woman to lose custody. And the way she's talking, she got all herself together. I don't see no tears coming out her eyes. All right, let's go back to Papa. Let's go back to the biological father. Let's hear what you have to say. Okay, we're gonna hear what you have to say.
And my kids.
Charles Pettis is the biological father of Orrin and Orson, whose birth names were Classic and Sincere. The boys were removed from their biological mother's home by Child Protective Services and adopted by Trezell and Jacqueline West in September of 2020.
I was going through family members' phones and they were showing it, and we watched the news, and that's how we found out. We didn't even know that they sent them out to some different people.
The West reported
He said he didn't know that they sent them out to different people. How was that possible? And another thing too is, I'm just saying, I'm sorry if y'all think I'm picking at them and everything, but it is what it is. I got to call it what it is, okay? Well,
hold on.
All right, go ahead.
You said about he didn't know. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some cases, if you're the non-custodial parent, they don't inform you.
Okay.
If you're the
Now,
non-custodial parent.
Okay, what I'm going to say about that is,
well, if you're the custodial parent, yes, of course, you're the one that's doing it. I said in some cases, not every case.
Okay. Well, what I will say about this is, if he's really into these kids, he'll find out. He would have made the effort, but he didn't really want to make the effort. He didn't care to be bothered. He just let it just sweep up under the rug. Now, when you have kids and they go into the foster care, they try to send you to a family member, grandma, auntie, or somebody else. They don't want to put you with a bunch of strangers. So, all right, mommy's unfit. You can go to daddy. What's up with daddy? Why you couldn't take care of the kid? I know possibility. If you look at him, he looks like, what you gonna say. She's another woman laid down, had a, Dusty, all got together and made a baby, and they had to suffer from it. They was conceived through a Dustet family, right? Now, like I said, he could have made some effort, but he didn't care. Bet you he know how to roll that blunt up, right? I'm just saying. She had no legal rights to them, so she can't. She sue. That's what I'm saying. Okay, she has no legal rights.
Well, you know what? That's a good point that BG stated. That once those kids are adopted, you pretty much sign your parental rights away. So, in a technical sense, she probably can't sue at all.
That's what I don't. Is that because I'm trying to understand? All right, the kids was in foster care. You trying to get yourself on your feet, improve yourself or whatever. But for them to be adopted, there has to be something wrong with you. You signed the papers and said, why don't they just adopt them? I'm good with that. Can I just stop by Christmas now and then drop off a little gift? That's what I want to do. But now that they realize that their little babies is making all this press and everybody's talking, because I think they went up to over $80,000 if anybody knows the whereabouts. So when they was seeing it's like, wait a minute, we can get some money off these boys. I mean, these are all my thoughts and opinions, ladies and gentlemen. So nobody come gunning for me who's watching replay. It's my thoughts and opinions. Oh, they worth that much? Shoot, I need to go and sue because let's look over here. Let me see what Pauline said. Oh, okay. So CPS did the adoption. California CPS is one of the worst. I'm born and bred. Oh, in California, there's just not enough CPS workers, not making excuses, but it doesn't surprise me. Oh, thank you for sharing that. Okay. Let me finish this video. Let's get back to Papa.
Orrin and Orson missing from their California City home 3 months later on December 21st. Since then, the boys' biological family has held monthly prayer vigils and conducted their own searches, but no sign of the boys. The Bakersfield Police Department, which took over the investigation 7 months ago, insists it's not a cold case.
I want no one to think that it's a cold case, because when you get up, when it get quiet, it's like nobody think about them no more. But we're gonna keep going until I'm gonna keep going until God called me home, or I just can't, So I'm here to the end.
Pettis, who lost another child in an accident, he's remaining hopeful he will see his sons again.
Because they took my family, they took my life away from me. My kids is my life. No matter how long it take, how hard it's gonna be, I won't give up. I will never give up.
You said your kids is your life. Well, why you didn't fight for them to stay with you? I'm just saying. They should never went to that foster care. They would have gave them to you. I know every state is different, but fathers do have some sort of rights. He could have fought for those rights. What's up with you? What happened? You just accidentally just found out what happened to your children, that you love your kids. You should have been on point. Yeah, sometimes, the sister, they might not contact you, but you should have been on point to find out. Well, wait, hold up. What do you mean somebody adopted my kids? What's going on? Why they wasn't staying with you? And the same thing with the mother. It just doesn't add up to me. It just really doesn't add up to me. All right. What did my girl Melanie said? BG right. That may be why the judge dismissed the case. Melanie also said, thank goodness that they look like her, because he's nasty. He's nasty looking. If you'd a little less focus on a blunt, some weed, and put more focus on these angels. Darn shame. Pisses me off. Let's go back to the
Might
client.
just be more than weed by the looks of it. I don't think it's really weed. I think it's something stronger than that.
And he got a little extra to it, right? Wouldn't be surprised. More focus on that. Because I don't understand. They don't take kids away from the mother. You have to be so hard.
I think they both were drug addicts. So, I mean, that's probably the reason why the kids got taken from them in the first place. So it's more than just weed. I mean, it's way more than just weed.
She glammed up. You see all glammed up? She gonna get that check. She's trying to get that check.
Well, if she can legally get it, because again, she signed off her rights.
Exactly. All right, let's go back to Papa.
In Bakersfield, Christian Galeno, 7.
That's the end of Papa. All right. You know what? Let me see if I have another clip. I think I have 2 more little news clips, and then I'll let y'all go here.
Swelling means
Okay, this clip here, if I'm correct, this was one of the private investigators they had in the area. And so I think I have like 2 more clips after this, and then I'll let y'all go. All right, let's get it. And you know what? Matter of fact, let me read the poll real quick, because I have a bad habit of forgetting. Oh, we got 29 votes. Ooh. All right, went up. Now, do you know about these missing boys, Orrin and Orson West? That was the question. 29 votes. 59% says, of course, Donna. 24% says, my first time. And 17% said, very little. All right, let's get to this clip. Let's get it.
It's been 20 days since the boys have been missing, and the community has not stopped looking for them. Today, 2 search parties were held for them, one right here in Bakersfield and the other in Cal City, and they were led by a private investigator from Northern California.
There was some elements that stood out about the foster families' interviews that pretty much compelled me to participate and come out and do what we could to help find both of these boys.
On Saturday morning, a search party was held throughout California City Central Park, which is just a 4-minute drive from the missing toddlers, Orrin and Orson West's home. And their backyard was the last place the boys were seen on December 21st, according to their adoptive parents.
We're going to hope to see if we can help find them.
Now in the case is California licensed private investigator Bill Garcia in Northern California, who is assisting on the investigation pro bono. He shares that he has investigated over 300 cases of missing children, which he has helped solve nearly half of them. On Saturday, he led the search party in Cal City through Central Park, looking for any hints of the boys.
I have a wide variety of resources that include both lay people, professional people. We have analysts both here and on the East Coast that have been analyzing this case, which kind of helps lead our direction as far as where we're going to go. We don't believe that the children have been abducted for purposes of trafficking.
And the Cal City Police Department shares they have several pieces of evidence that are currently being analyzed. Garcia and the volunteers continue to remain hopeful, they say, in face of no arrest or suspects announced by law enforcement.
We as a community, these are our boys, and we fall in love with them, and we'll keep going until we find them.
As the search continues in both of these areas, a suspect has not been identified and the boys have yet to be found. Now, if you have any information regarding this investigation,
You know, it's strange that you have strangers who are actually trying to find these kids versus the biological parents that's trying to get some money.
Jack, I was just getting ready to say that. Yep. Everybody was out there looking. People was like, what? It just doesn't add up. You had so many people was donating. Like, I think the amount started at 5,000, went to 10,000, 20, 30, 40, 50. It was just going up. Like, help us find these boys. Where are the boys? Where are the boys? Where are the boys? Answer the question. Where are the boys? It just doesn't make any sense. It didn't add up. There was a lot of people. Everybody. And now mama and daddy come out because, we got a little lawsuit going on over here. Just doesn't make sense. Oh my gosh, I just can't wait for this trial. I really can't. I can't. Just wait. Okay, I have one more. This will be the last video. Let's get it. Yeah, something about neighbors react to adoptive parents' arrest. Okay, the neighbors. Let's get into it.
Case of Orrin and Orson West. Law enforcement believes they now know what happened to the missing West boys and who's responsible. Kern County District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer confirming that there's sufficient circumstantial and direct evidence to believe that Orrin and Orson West were dead 3 months before their adoptive parents, Jacqueline and Trezell West, reported them missing in December 2020. The couple is now booked in jail and charged for 2 counts of second-degree murder, child cruelty, 2 counts of willful cruelty to a child, and a false report of emergency. 23 ABC's Kristen Vartan has more from California City.
I guess I was shocked that there was finally a conclusion, but I didn't really feel like there was a definitive answer.
More than a year later, some questions are finally being answered about the missing toddler brothers Orrin and Orson West. For Paula Thompson, it did not come as a big surprise to her that the people arrested were the adoptive parents Trezell and Jacqueline West.
Even my parents say in that 6 months they were supposed to be renting that house, they never once saw anybody. And their kitchen window faces, the back of that house and everything. They're at the back of the house several times a day, and they never saw anything or any lights on at night or anything.
Paula Thompson's dad and stepmom live right behind this wooden fence. They say they could see right into Jacqueline and Trezell West's old California City home, where the boys were first reported missing. But they say they never saw Orrin or Orson West or any kids here for that matter.
But I did always think that sounded really, really fishy. And even watching the interviews, like when it first happened and everything, like the body language and just, I don't know, they didn't seem emotional at all. They didn't seem distraught.
But neighbor Jorge Cuelapana saw something during his daytime walk weeks before the boys were reported missing.
And I remember seeing the van they have, I believe they have a white van, that they have backed it up against the door, the front door, completely, like trying to seal the scene so that nobody could see who was getting out, going in the house.
Cuelapana says he's seen kids by the house before, but never the missing West boys. Cuelapana adding that the news that the Wests are being charged with Orrin and Orson's murder came as no surprise to him or other neighbors.
I mean, how two kids can disappear in an hour and 15 minutes? The guy says he came out and started combing the streets for looking for the kids after 40 minutes when he realized that they were not there. I mean, 40 minutes, that's nothing for.
Exactly, neighbor. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. He's confused. What do you? It just doesn't add up. Resume.
For a couple of kids, they should be hanging around there.
In California City, Kristen Varton, 23 ABC News.
Okay, that's all the clips I'm gonna be showing there. Jack, do you have any closing thoughts? You have anything to say about this? And then I'll have my closing.
No, I just hope they find the kids, and I hate to say it, they might end up being trafficked already if they don't find the bodies. And those biological parents don't deserve one damn dime at all, period. And I hope those two fosters both of them go to prison. They both deserve time. I know I see people talking about, well, she should roll over him. Well, I mean, that's snitching when it comes down to it. You was part of that crime. You got to do that time too.
Ooh, I agree. And you know what? I was wrong. I have one more clip. Let me just share. It's only about 1 minute. Let me just share this last one here. And I also feel, I'm going to share my thoughts. Let me just show this one here. And then I'll share my thoughts on this one. Because, if y'all been watching me, I can't stand these enablers. They really piss me off. Yep, they do. Less than 2 minutes. Let's get it.
Hobman. Trezell and Jacqueline West, the adoptive parents of Orrin and Orson West, appeared in court this morning to be arraigned on 2 counts of second-degree murder in a case that's drawn national attention. 23 ABC's Taylor Levesque was at the arraignment this morning and joins us now.
Now, this clip here I'm showing you, this is when they first got arrested. Finally, let's get it.
Now in the Live Center with more on the proceedings. Taylor, what did you learn?
Both Trezell and Jacqueline West both pleaded not guilty to all 5 charges this morning. Judge Chad Louis said, quote, "There is clear and convincing evidence that both defendants are a significant and substantial risk to public safety and set no bail." The judge also granted a request from the prosecution for sealing the probable cause declaration and offense reports. In addition, the prosecution also requested a gag order, which was not granted today. A new hearing has been set for March 8th to discuss that request and allow for comments regarding the sealing of the grand jury documents. The trial is scheduled to begin on May 23rd. We also spoke to a member of the boys' biological family following the hearing. We'll bring you their reaction.
Look at him. Piece of crap. You know what you did, but I just had to figure out what happened because they're saying that it's somewhere it was said. I don't quote me on it because I might have it wrong, but I think it was another foster kid that was involved. And sometimes, you have parents that will, narcissistic parents, sociopath parents, they will, have one child bully the other kid, and pick on them. That happens a lot in family homes. Not everybody's home is, that's when there's a lot of favoritism. They might say something like, "Oh, Johnny, I wish you can get good grades like your brother Pete, but I know it's not possible for you." What kind of crap is that to say to your child? It's really sad. It really is. It's just so sad. All right. Amified? I hope I'm saying it right. Excuse me if I'm saying it wrong. California pays each county for each kid that gets adopted from there. Because of this, the goal is to never reunification. It's always adoption. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, what a shame. This is really so sad. But like I said, if the trial happens, I'll cover it. I don't know if it's gonna go public. And if I'm correct, I can't remember the exact date, so I don't want to quote wrong, but I believe sometime later this March they're supposed to pick a jury, the jury selection, and then the end of March they're gonna start the trial. I don't know exactly if it's gonna go public, but I've been waiting for this one because this has really bothered me. It's been years. And the sad part about it, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, they wasn't wanted from the day they was born. That's the sad part about it. And we're going to have a moment of silence. There go girl Mel. 23rd, daughter. Thank you. I love you, girl. Yes, I hope it's streamed too. Yep. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a moment of silence for these angels. It's so sad. Yeah. 4 and 3 years old. That's the funnest age with kids. The funnest age. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you. And to everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for hitting the like. Thank you for voting. I appreciate it. And thank you, Pauline, for the blessing to the chat. And thank you to everybody else who's been sending blessings to the chat, stuff like that. Thank you. I appreciate it. And let's have a moment of silence and stay tuned. Stay tuned. What Melanie said, sorry, Don, but I'm bad at waiting for info. Oh, God, but thank you. It's good to have somebody on the channel that can help me out. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Rest in heaven, beautiful. I'm going to leave this one up. All right, let's all have a moment of silence. And hopefully everybody had this was a great week, great work week, and blessings to you. And stay tuned for some more, Donna. Just be real. Moment of silence.